Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Report. And if you're west, you had a really nice day. If you were east, you had to deal with a few more of the high clouds that were kind of going over mainly Suffolk County on Long Island. Not so much over Nassau, but there were, again, high clouds that were kind of around Suffolk County today. They've kind of looks like they've kind of tried to push off to the east now. We'll try to run a little bit of a longer loop here to show you. What was going on. So again, you had this kind of stalled system that's kind of way offshore here. We're waiting for that to load. You can see you'll pull out. And you can see how massive this storm is. It's massive. It almost looks like it's got an eye to it. It's not a tropical system, but this looks like there's an eye around it with some convection, which is kind of interesting there. Look at that. And that was kind of lashing Suffolk County with some cloudiness. However, it was clear if you were in New Jersey, which is where I was. Let's see what we got going on here on the satellite. Looks like there was that smoke there? Looks like there might be a wildfire in Virginia. I don't know what that's about. But, yeah, I was in New Jersey today, and really beautiful, beautiful pine barrens there. I actually did take a short video because I just wanted to talk to you about some things, some thoughts I've got going on right now with Long Island. Obviously, it's definitely, we'll talk about that. I talk about that in the video. But we had clear skies, but if you looked off to the east here, so from the top of Jake's Branch, you could see the high clouds that were off to the east. But for the most part, where we were, it was clear. And very mild today, very mild. So looking at our current temperatures out there right now, yeah, well, if you have windows that face the outside, temperature is 43 at Islip. And look at that. Some nice radiational cooling at West Hampton down to 30. And let's see. Pine Barrens west of Toms River down to 36. Downtown Toms River 40. But Central Park is still holding on to 55. As well as my alley from hell where it's still 55 degrees. I know. It's...
Oh, I hate this place!
Yep, I know. How to play it. How to play it. You can't get fresh air in this place. It's unbelievable. It's just unfreaking believable. I do notice though it's a little bit warmer in central Nassau, so it's maybe a little bit of an central Nassau heat island plus the alley deal. But still, you know, it's hotter. It's hot. It's a hot area. This area. So we'll go look at our highs on the map, I guess, to start. And highs across Long Island were in the upper 50s, it looks like, so pretty warm out there. If you were way out east on the Forks, it was in the mid-50s. And toward the city, Central Park got up to 61, 59 at Islip, so just a few degrees warmer there. Let's see how it was in Jersey, where I was. And it was 61 degrees for a high in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, 62. So north-northwest wind, not a big variation in temperatures, no sea. Actually, I think there was a sea breeze that did develop in Toms River. We're going to actually look at some of these observations here for a moment because I think there was a sea breeze. Let's see. They have a... Yeah, let's see. The wind was north. Yep. I felt one around 5 o'clock. You can see east winds here. I'm not sure if it made it to Miller Air Park or not, but you could definitely see that there were east winds. Find Miller Air Park here. I don't know if they ever got into that sea breeze or not. Probably not. They're a little more inland. No, it actually got to them too for a little bit as well. Not sure if Long Island actually saw one or not. We'll go ahead and look at that. 43 at Islip, and then we had, let's see. Did we get a... Yeah, oh, yeah, just for like a little bit. But nah, there was actually more of a sea breeze in Jersey today. Go figure. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll look at the low temperatures. Probably the current temperatures of the low temperatures, probably 30. Yeah. Yeah, the current 30 for a low there. And then we had mid-30s over here. All right, so where there was radiational cooling, they're in new low time. But for the rest of us, temperatures were in the mid-30s this morning, and it was pretty chilly. It's kind of one of those tricky days where it's chilly in the morning, and then by noon into the afternoon, you know, I'm carrying this jacket around. I'm like, well, I mean, it's too hot to wear it. So it's one of those days where it's cold in the morning, and then it got warmer later on. Let's look at a larger version of the CONUS image here. So you see there's your storm rotating offshore. We have our next storm over here in the central part of the country. And that is, if we go to the weather map, you'll see this next storm here that we have. Here's our surface analysis. Got a high, like a little high here over the, like wedging down from eastern Canada down to over Florida. And then we got this low pressure system here that's going to bring us our next chance of rain as we get into Thursday. So let's go over the highs and lows today at Islip. High of 59 and a low of 36. The high was 11 degrees above normal. That puts us 8 degrees above normal for the day. And month to date now, we have 2.90 inches of rain. That is a little bit above the normal of 2.64. So when we pan this out, you'll see, do have, it looks like a, what is this offshore here? You have a, what is this pink area? It's a gale watch. So when is that? That's going to be Friday. Yeah, that would be our next chance for some wind. Would be Friday. I see a lot of wind advisories again over the center of the country. Yeah, it looks like maybe another opportunity for severe weather again. I don't know if those are severe weather watches or no, those are red flag warnings. So, yep. Even after all that, look at that. Look at this is what I mean about being. How do you like this? Childress. I don't think that's in Texas. Temperature's 82. The dew point's 9. The humidity 6%. Winds west at 39, gusting to 51. And haze is being reported. So 1.75 mile visibility. We're going to have to look at that and see. I closed out Modus, but let's go to the Southern Plains view here and see if we have a bunch of wildfires burning there. Let's see. Do see haze. Yeah, I do see haze. It could also be dust blowing. Yeah, more dust. Look at the dust. Yep. So we're going to see more of that dust again. Yeah, there it is. It's getting stirred up pretty nicely over the Texas. Yep. Over there, up the north part of Texas there. So that's something that's going to have to be watched. Obviously, not an issue for us, but an issue for them. And this is kind of an idea of the kind of energy with the next storm that we're going to be dealing with as we head into Thursday. And we're going to have to see how that storm evolves. So let's close this all up, and we will go and look at the models. And you see that big low there. There's that low offshore, kind of just moves south. This other low kind of takes the Great Lakes path again. But you notice the isobars are tight around that area. However, it's not as bad in our area, but you do see that front approaching as we get into Thursday evening. There's a front, and all the models seem to agree that there's going to be a low that forms along that front, which could actually cause precipitation to linger into at least part of Friday. So that has to be watched. Let's go to the. Let me go back. For a minute. GFS. Let me go back. I want to look at the European. So here's the European. And yeah, similar idea. It forms a little low along it, but the European moves it along a little bit faster. And then again, you see that offshore storm there. So let's go to his short range models here. So you can see that high wedges down tomorrow, so we'll still have fair weather tomorrow. The winds will probably be a little more from the east because you got the high over here and then this low over here. And then as we head into Thursday, you can see this front approaching. And it looks like, at least according to the HRRR, this goes out to 8 p.m. It's dry, at least until 8 p.m. And then we have to watch for this front, which would be the next chance of precipitation that we would have. The NAM probably isn't going to take us out any further than that. Yeah, I don't think so. So let's go back to the HRRR. And again, we'll talk more about that. I think we'll have a better idea tomorrow night as to the timing on that exact thing. But I think it's going to be more of a Thursday evening event. So you see here we have the easterly calm winds, and there's going to be radiational cooling. I think 20s are a good bet in the Pine Barrens tonight. 30s for most other areas, and maybe 50 if I'm lucky in the alley. So, oh boy. So let's talk. You see the winds coming more easterly tomorrow, and then southeasterly. All right, and then into Thursday, you see we have more of a southeasterly wind. And the concern with the southeasterly wind and the increasing moisture that we're going to have ahead of this system here is there going to be drizzle around? Well, that is the question. Temperatures tonight, again, dropping back into the 30s, but again, 20s, you saw how low those dew points were, so 20s, good possibility in the Pine Barrens. Tomorrow, inland, it will be pretty warm. Probably well into the 60s, maybe close to 70. But along the coast, maybe the North Shore gets close to 60, but most of Long Island should be in the 50s. And the same thing for the Jersey Shore areas, even like Tom's River, because you have an east wind. So they're going to have a similar sea breeze effect that we will because of the east wind. So it won't be as warm there tomorrow as it was today. And then the temperatures drop as we head into the evening. Down into the, we have more of that easterly wind and the cloud cover advancing, so the temperatures probably don't drop as much. We're probably going to be a low of around 40, and then for Thursday, it has the temperatures quite chilly, only in the mid 40s, and I'm wondering if we're going to have some drizzle here because we have, it looks like a little warm front trying to develop here, and I'm wondering if we're going to have sucky drizzle for Thursday, even though a lot of the models aren't showing that. We'll look at some soundings for tomorrow. We'll go 16Z. And I think we're probably not going to see the skies clear tomorrow. It looks like it is showing some high clouds. Here's the 16Z run. 18Z does show some upper level moisture, so there could be some scattered jet chunk. Again, today, unfortunately, Suffolk County did not catch a break because they had to deal with some high clouds today as well. So we will definitely be dealing with some more of those clouds, I think. I'm going to go over to the NAM 3, and I don't have enough of the 0Z NAM 3 in. Let's see what it does for Thursday. Yeah, you see those little splotches of green there? That's my concern, that we might have to deal with some of that sucky drizzle on Thursday. I can roll this back to the 18Z run. It's not showing that much of it, but it's showing a little bit of it, so we may have to worry about that for Thursday. It's very hard to predict at this time. Let's go and look at the RGEM for the skies. So you see what happens tomorrow. We start off with clear skies, but then the high clouds kind of come in and increase later in the day. There'll be some jet chunk around, and then this wedge of clouds just kind of moves in over us on Thursday and kind of keeps us kind of gloomy and maybe even drizzly, perhaps. And then we have the clouds will linger into Friday. And now the RGEM does get rid of the clouds. Same deal again. It's clear over New Jersey by the early afternoon, but the clouds linger over Long Island again. So same kind of deal as the last storm system that we had, where the clouds kind of lingered. So I'll have to see how that all pans out. But it's right now it's kind of hard to tell the drizzle factor. But again, there is a possibility that we may have some of that dreary drizzle crap on Thursday. So if you want to have some time, you want to spend some time outside, make sure you do it tomorrow, because we may have to deal with this drizzle that we're going to have to deal with. Let's this does not show the drizzle, but you see that little light green area that's sort of popping up there? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah, we may have sucky drizzle on Thursday, and there's that storm that kind of develops along the front there, and that'll bring us some more rainfall. Right now, kind of too early to tell exactly how much rain we would see from this. Looking at the GFS, which is the slower solution, total accumulated precip could be an inch or more. European, not quite as wet because it's more progressive with the system, more like has a half an inch to maybe some isolated areas seeing an inch, and a little less out toward the east end. So, yeah, the models don't quite agree on that. Go over to, I think that's enough. So I'm pretty tired because I did do a lot of hiking today. I'm glad I did. because the rest of this week doesn't look so great between the Cirrus and the Jet Junk tomorrow and that damn drizzle Drek possibly returning for us on Thursday. So, that is going to wrap up this Long Island weather report. I want to thank you for watching and have a good night.